Life is not always fair. Sometimes good people suffer while the wicked seem to prosper. Sometimes prayers seem unanswered, and justice feels out of reach. In moments like these, doubt creeps in. Questions arise. Where is God when life feels unfair? The Bible does not shy away from this struggle. Job was a righteous man, yet he lost everything: his wealth, his health, even his children. He cried out to God in deep agony, questioning why such suffering had come upon him. But despite his pain, Job declared, "Though he slay me, yet will I hope in him." Job 13:15. His faith was not dependent on his circumstances, but on the unchanging nature of God. Joseph was betrayed by his own brothers, sold into slavery, falsely accused, and thrown into prison for a crime he did not commit. Years of injustice passed, but in the end, Joseph rose to a position of power. When he finally confronted his brothers, he said, "You intended to harm me, but God intended it for good." Genesis 50:20. Even when life was unfair, God was working behind the scenes. The psalmist wrestled with this question too. In Psalm 73, Asaph admitted that he almost lost his faith because he saw the wicked thriving while the righteous suffered. But when he entered the presence of God, he understood their final destiny. He realized that earthly prosperity is fleeting, but God's justice is eternal. He concluded, "But as for me, it is good to be near God. I have made the sovereign Lord my refuge." Psalm 73:28. Paul, one of the greatest apostles, endured relentless suffering, beatings, imprisonment, shipwrecks, and betrayal. Yet he wrote, "We are hard pressed on every side, but not crushed, perplexed, but not in despair, persecuted, but not abandoned, struck down, but not destroyed." 2 Corinthians 4:8-9. He understood that temporary suffering cannot compare to the eternal glory God has prepared. Jesus himself faced the ultimate injustice. He was sinless, yet he was falsely accused, mocked, beaten, and crucified. On the cross, he cried out, my God, why have you forsaken me?" Matthew 27:46. Yet his suffering was not without purpose. Through his sacrifice, salvation was made available to all. What seemed like the greatest injustice turned into the greatest victory. When life feels unfair, trust in the Lord's wisdom. Trust in the Lord with all your heart, and lean not on your own understanding. In all your ways submit to him, and he will make your paths straight. Proverbs 3:5-6. Our understanding is limited, but God sees the full picture. What may seem like chaos to us is under his perfect control. Hold on to his promise in Romans 8:28. "And we know that in all things God works for the good of those who love him, who have been called according to his purpose." Even when we cannot see it, he is working everything out for good. Be patient, for his justice will prevail. Do not be deceived, God cannot be mocked. A man reaps what he sows. Galatians 6:7. The wicked may seem to prosper now, but their success is temporary. God's justice will be done in his perfect time. Do not grow weary in doing good. Let us not become weary in doing good, for at the proper time we will reap a harvest if we do not give up. Galatians 6:9. Keep trusting, keep praying, and keep walking in faith. God sees your struggles, and he will reward your faithfulness. When life is unfair, look to the cross. If God could turn the greatest injustice into the greatest redemption, then he can take your pain and turn it into purpose. He is faithful, he is just, and he will never leave you nor forsake you. Even when life is unfair, trust him.